I'm Anthony Denice, and I'm a caregiver here at Chimpanzee Sanctuary Northwest. It would be easy to think that caregiving is all about giving chimpanzees food and playing with them and having fun, but a lot of what we do here is actually busy work like cleaning and organizing. So today's video is going to be all about how we clean enclosures so that you can get a better idea of what we do here at the sanctuary. Typically, we'll have a team of 3 or 4 people cleaning all of the enclosures on any given day. Typically have one group working in the older wing of enclosures, which houses the original 7 chimps, and then another team working in the newer wing of enclosures, which houses Honeybee, Willy Bee, and Maeve. Today, we're going to show you how we clean the mezzanine, which is one of the newer enclosures. Before we can enter an enclosure, we have to make sure that there are no chimps inside, that all of the doors surrounding it are closed, and that the mechanisms for operating those doors are disabled. And we have at least 2 staff members confirm all of these things. In this case, I'm going to count and locate all of the chimpanzees who could possibly be in the mezzanine. I'm going to check that door I is closed, which is the only way for chimps to get into the mezzanine. And then I'm going to make sure that the hydraulic lever is off. Therefore, the valve is closed and no fluid is pumping through the system. And then I'm also going to make sure the switch that operates the hydraulics is off. In this case, Chad and I confirmed that it was safe to enter, so I am going to unlock the mezzanine. Whenever we clean, we make sure that we're wearing cleaning boots, scrubs, nitrile gloves, a cloth face mask, especially in the time of COVID-19, a hat or a bandana, and eye protection if we're doing anything too dirty. To clean, we need laundry baskets, a trash can, a small garden hoe and a metal dustpan, brooms, a heavy-duty hose, a nozzle, soap buckets with dish soap, a car wash brush, squeegee, stepladder, and towels. And then, on days that we disinfect, we need a sprayer and our simple green disinfectant. I'm going to unlock the enclosure, which must be done by a staff member, usually the lead, and can only be done once the second staff member approves. I'm going to keep the locks close by, just in case I need to lock up quickly. The next step is to remove all of the dirty materials that were used the previous day. Things like blankets, toys, and paper. The next step is that I'm going to pick up any feces that is on the ground using the metal dustpan, and also any food waste that might get stuck to the floor. Before I scrub, I'm going to give the entire enclosure a pre-rinse. Then, since it's the day of the week that we deep clean the mezzanine, I'm going to scrub literally every surface in this enclosure from ceiling to floor. I'll start with the caging. Then, once the entire enclosure has been scrubbed, I'm going to rinse it again so that no soap remains. Then I'm going to squeegee all of the surfaces to get all of the excess water off. This will be important for maintaining the proper concentration of our disinfectant. Then I hook up a special sprayer filled with our simple green disinfectant. This disinfectant kills viruses, bacteria, and parasite ova that may remain on any surfaces after cleaning. We do this once a week, and again, we're going to coat the entire enclosure from ceiling to floor. This disinfectant needs to sit for 10 minutes to properly do its job. So I'm going to shut the door to the enclosure, make sure it's secured, and go work on some other things for 10 minutes. This is a great time to clean toys that you have taken out of the enclosure, which will be replaced later, and also catch up on things like laundry and paperwork. After 10 minutes, it's time to rinse the enclosure again. And this time we're going to be super thorough because it's the last rinse before we let the chimpanzees back in. The same goes for squeegeeing. I'm going to squeegee very meticulously because this will be the last chance to dry the floors before the chimps come back. It's a good idea to have a towel on hand. That way you can dry off any chimp furniture, benches, windows, anything that's difficult to dry with a squeegee. Whenever we clean an enclosure, it's a good opportunity to add clean blankets and toys for the chimps to use for the next day. On average, each chimp gets about 10 blankets per day, but of course, sometimes they'll make larger nests. We also use this as an opportunity to add enrichment puzzles to the enclosure. Today's enrichment puzzle, made by caregiver Chad, are grab bags. Now that I'm locking up, I'm going to make sure all of the tools are out of the enclosure by counting them. And I'm also going to check that I have my personal belongings like keys, radio, and phone. I'm going to lock up the enclosure using the 2 padlocks that normally secure it. I'm also going to test these locks again, and then I'm going to radio to have a second staff member come over and test the locks themselves. Whenever we lock up an enclosure, at least 2 people need to check the locks. Anthony to check. Once my other caregiver has confirmed that all of these things have been done, the chimpanzees can have access again. We open the doors and let them in. Honeybee, Willy, and Maeve can enjoy their clean enclosure. This process is repeated throughout the day for each enclosure. I hope you found this process to be somewhat informative, if not entertaining, and thank you for following along and for caring about the chimps.